Consider this. A man stands accused of a heinous crime. The evidence seems stacked against him. Yet behind the scenes, a web of lies is being spun. Crucial evidence disappears. Witnesses alter their stories under duress. The truth, like a fragile butterfly, is trapped, its wings pinned beneath the weight of deceit. This isn't fiction. Cases like this have plagued our justice system for far too long, eroding public trust and leaving countless victims in their wake. One of the most infamous instances of courtroom deception involves the case of the Central Park Five. 5 teenagers, 4 black and 1 Latino, were wrongfully convicted of a brutal attack on a jogger in 1989. The case sent shockwaves through New York City, fueled by media frenzy and public outrage. The prosecution's case hinged on coerced confessions, riddled with inconsistencies and devoid of any physical evidence linking the boys to the crime. The truth, however, lay buried under a mountain of lies. Years later, the real perpetrator confessed, his DNA matching the evidence from the crime scene. The 5 men who had already served their sentences were exonerated. Their story serves as a chilling reminder of how easily justice can be miscarried when deceit reigns supreme. Deception in courtrooms strikes at the very heart of our justice system. Imagine a scale, the bedrock of our judicial processes. On one side rests truth, on the other, lies. When deceit permeates a case, the scales tip and the balance essential for fair judgment is shattered. The courtroom transforms from a sanctuary of truth into an arena where manipulation and obfuscation hold sway. The legal and moral implications of such dishonesty are profound. Legally, it undermines the integrity of the judicial process, rendering verdicts unreliable and eroding public trust in the rule of law. Witnesses, the lifeblood of our legal system, are coerced or intimidated into silence or worse, perjury. The very foundation of justice, the pursuit of truth through honest testimony, crumbles under the weight of such malfeasance. Morally, courtroom deception is an affront to our collective conscience. It betrays the fundamental principles of fairness, honesty, and accountability that underpin a just society. When individuals can manipulate the legal system for personal gain, using lies as weapons, it breeds cynicism, resentment, and a profound sense of injustice. The consequences extend far beyond the courtroom walls. Victims of crimes are denied justice, their suffering compounded by the knowledge that their perpetrators escaped accountability through deceit. The wrongfully accused face irreparable damage to their reputations, careers, and families, forever scarred by the ordeal. The ramifications of courtroom dishonesty resonate through numerous high-profile cases. Jeffrey MacDonald, a former Green Beret doctor, was convicted in 1979 for the murders of his pregnant wife and 2 young daughters. His trial was marred by allegations of evidence tampering and witness coercion. To this day, MacDonald maintains his innocence, and questions linger about the integrity of the investigation and prosecution. Another case, the trial of Amanda Knox, captivated international attention. Accused and initially convicted of murdering her roommate in Italy, Knox endured years of legal battles. The prosecution's case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence and questionable forensic analysis. After multiple trials and appeals, Knox was definitively acquitted in 2015. These cases, though vastly different in their details, share a common thread: the spectre of doubt cast by allegations of deception and misconduct within the legal system. These cases are not mere legal precedents, they are stark reminders of the human cost of justice denied. Behind the headlines and courtroom dramas lie real lives irrevocably altered by the failure to uphold truth and fairness. The wrongfully convicted carry the weight of their ordeal, their lives forever marked by the injustice they endured. These stories must not be relegated to the annals of legal history. They should serve as powerful calls to action. We must demand better from our justice system, a system that values truth above all else, where the pursuit of justice is unwavering and the rights of all parties are protected. The frequency with which deceit rears its ugly head in legal proceedings demands our attention. We must acknowledge the systemic issues that allow such behavior to fester. Often, the pursuit of victory overshadows the pursuit of truth, creating a breeding ground for unethical conduct. Prosecutors, under immense pressure to secure convictions, might feel compelled to cut corners, withhold evidence, or even engage in outright misconduct. Defense attorneys, bound by their duty to zealously represent their clients, might feel pressured to utilize questionable tactics or turn a blind eye to their client's deception. This win-at-all-costs mentality perverts the very essence of our adversarial system. It's not about two sides battling for dominance, it's about uncovering the truth. When winning becomes paramount, truth becomes a casualty, leaving justice wounded and public trust shattered. The consequences of such an environment are dire. When the integrity of the legal system is compromised, it erodes the very fabric of our society. The rule of law, the cornerstone of a just and orderly society, loses its power when manipulated and abused. We must demand more from our legal professionals: a steadfast commitment to ethical conduct, a dedication to truth-seeking, and a rejection of the win-at-all-costs mentality that undermines justice. The price of courtroom deception is steep, paid not only by the wrongly convicted, but by society as a whole. Each instance of manipulation, each lie told under oath, chips away at the very foundations of our legal system. The public witnessing such betrayals of trust becomes disillusioned, cynical, and wary of the institutions designed to protect them. Justice, once a beacon of hope, transforms into a source of anxiety and distrust. When people lose faith in the legal system's ability to deliver fair and impartial judgments, they are less likely to cooperate with law enforcement, report crimes, or participate in jury duty. This erosion of public trust creates a dangerous ripple effect, weakening the very fabric of our democracy. Beyond the societal costs, there are profound human costs as well. The wrongfully convicted, robbed of their freedom and reputations, face an uphill battle to rebuild their lives. Families are torn apart, careers destroyed, and the emotional toll can be immeasurable. Consider the case of Steven Avery, whose story was documented in the Netflix series Making a Murderer. Wrongfully convicted of sexual assault and later exonerated by DNA evidence, Avery found himself once again accused of a horrific crime. His case, fraught with allegations of evidence planting and police misconduct, ignited a firestorm of debate about the fallibility of our justice system and the devastating impact of wrongful convictions. The pervasive nature of courtroom deception demands our unwavering attention. We must be vigilant in our pursuit of a more just and equitable legal system, one that prioritizes truth above all else and holds accountable those who seek to manipulate it. This requires a multi-pronged approach, addressing the systemic issues that enable deception while strengthening the mechanisms that deter and punish such conduct. First and foremost, we must demand greater accountability from those entrusted with upholding the law. Prosecutors, operating with the immense power to impact lives, must be held to the highest ethical standards. The obligation to seek justice, not merely convictions, should not be a mere platitude, but a guiding principle embedded in every facet of their work. Law enforcement officers, tasked with gathering evidence and building cases, must be held accountable for any misconduct, including evidence tampering, witness coercion, or perjury. A culture of transparency and accountability within law enforcement agencies is paramount to ensure that the pursuit of justice remains untainted. Defense attorneys, while bound by their duty to zealously represent their clients, must also operate within the bounds of ethical conduct. While advocating for their clients' rights, they must never lose sight of their obligation to the truth and the integrity of the legal process. The courtroom, often referred to as a temple of justice, must be a sanctuary for truth, a place where facts are meticulously examined and justice is rendered impartially. To achieve this ideal, we must implement safeguards to deter and punish those who would defile this sacred space with deceit. Strengthening perjury laws, making them more enforceable, and imposing stricter penalties can serve as a powerful deterrent. The act of lying under oath strikes at the very heart of our justice system and must be met with swift and certain consequences. Enhanced protections for whistleblowers, both within law enforcement and the legal profession, are essential. Those who bravely come forward to expose misconduct or deception should be shielded from retaliation and encouraged to speak truth to power. Furthermore, promoting greater transparency in legal proceedings is crucial. Access to evidence, open courtrooms, and independent oversight mechanisms can help ensure that justice is not only served, but seen to be served. The public has a right to know that the legal system is functioning as intended, free from undue influence or manipulation. The pursuit of justice is a continuous journey, not a destination. It demands constant vigilance, unwavering commitment, and a collective responsibility to safeguard the integrity of our legal system. We must be the generation that breaks the cycle of deceit, restoring faith in the rule of law and ensuring that justice is served fairly and impartially for all. This begins with education. We must educate ourselves about the legal system, our rights, and the importance of civic engagement. We must teach our children about the value of honesty, integrity, and the pursuit of justice. We must demand better from our elected officials, urging them to enact meaningful reforms that strengthen our justice system and hold accountable those who abuse it. Our voices, when united, carry immense power. We must use them to advocate for the vulnerable, the marginalized, and all those who have been denied justice because of deceit and manipulation. The fight against courtroom deception is a fight for the soul of our justice system, a fight for the very principles of fairness, equality, and truth that underpin a just society. Let us rise to the challenge, demanding accountability, transparency, and unwavering commitment to justice for all. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now.